Ahoy!
Welcome to another fun-filled episode of The Wave. My name is Adam.
My name is Nick. Welcome aboard.
How are you, Nick?
Very good.
Yeah?
Glad to be back.
What have you been up to?
I've been away on holiday.
I know. It's Saturday.
I know.
We're recording on a Saturday morning. This will come out on Monday. This is the closest we've ever been.
Just like to keep you on your toes.
Fill my weekend with podcasting and editing.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
And we'll be back to our normal schedule next week.
But this week we have got some news because it's only 2 days before the episode comes out.
Exactly.
So we will be relevant for a change.
Hot off the press.
How was your holiday?
Really good.
Yeah? Where'd you go?
I went to Suffolk.
Oh, nice.
And there is some movie tie-ins.
Oh, right.
Because on one of the days we went to a village, which is where they filmed a lot of exteriors for Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Oh, right. Okay.
Where he goes back to his parents' house in the village.
Right.
Godric's Hollow.
Godric's Hollow. Great name. Was it good?
Yeah, it was good. Very recognisable.
I've seen a picture of you there.
Yeah.
It looked a lot bigger than I was expecting.
It was quite big.
Because you look like a little dwarf man standing in front of it.
I mean, it's on quite a tightly packed street.
Yeah.
Which they definitely removed from the movie, from what I remember. And the house just stands on its own. I think there's a churchyard next to it. But it's still cool.
Yeah, that is
It's
cool.
all like crooked houses. And
So all the other houses around like it as well?
very English. And yeah, there's a lot of that sort of house peppered around the village. Had nice cream tea there.
Oh, lovely. I do like a cream tea.
Yeah, I had a good week.
Good. Weather all right?
Mostly, yeah.
Yeah.
Or went and looked around a castle.
Nice.
And guess whose hometown this castle was in?
Whose?
This little village. Ed Sheeran's.
Ed Sheeran's hometown?
Yeah.
So it was the castle on the hill?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Is that a song? I don't know.
Yeah, it's an Ed Sheeran
song. Yeah, so I've been to that castle.
Cool.
And
Sounds like you've had a good time.
yeah, I went to the beach one day.
Nice.
That rained a bit there.
Oh, that
But
sucks.
that made it more fun.
Did it?
Yeah.
Well, you get wet anyway, I
Yeah,
suppose.
exactly.
What's it matter? We're English. We're used to rain.
It was cool. Yeah, I had a good week.
Good. Glad you
How
enjoyed
about
it.
you?
Yeah, I've not had a bad week, to be honest. I've not done a lot, again. But it's been all right. I went to the cinema last night.
Oh, what did you go to see?
I went to see Black Widow.
And how
I
was
was
it?
a little bit delayed because of quarantining and things, but it was good. I really enjoyed it, actually.
Good.
The experience was not great.
Why?
Because there
What's
was
gone wrong this time?
there was 20 teenage kids in there, probably.
In a group.
In a group.
Oh, bloody youths.
Oh, it was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. They just didn't shut up.
Yeah.
They were moving seats. They were running around. They were chatting as if they were all on their phones. I was like, it's £10 to go into that cinema.
Yeah.
For a kid. Because it's an expensive cinema. So there must have been £200 worth of cinema tickets, and they didn't stay till the end.
Oh, right, okay.
Something kicked off. I don't know what kicked off. I was kind of watching the film and overhearing their dramas at the same time. But one of the girls was going crazy because one of the other girls' mums had rang her.
Right.
And they didn't know where this girl was. So all the girls left. And then all the boys were like, well, we might as well go as well. So they all left. Then a couple of them came back. Then one was left and she was just crying her eyes out.
Okay.
Then she tied it up.
Right.
And then she left. And then we watched the last 40 minutes with no annoyance. It was very, very weird. But yeah, don't go to the cinema if you're going to be a twat. Just don't go. It's expensive and you're wasting your money.
Yeah, go
And you're wasting everybody else's money. Sit outside the cinema on a bench and be a twat there.
I think the most annoying cinema experience I ever had, I remember going to see Force Awakens.
Yeah.
And a row or two behind us, there was a dad and his son. But his son was too young to understand. He didn't give a shit what was going on.
Yeah.
And the dad had obviously either had him for the weekend or was like, I really want to go and see this film. It's like the third day it's been out.
Yeah. I don't want to go on my own.
Yeah, I'm going to have to take my kid because I've got him in tow. And his kid just spoke all the way through, nattering on as they go. And then I must have been about halfway through. He's like, Dad, I need a poo. And he just kept going on for about 10 minutes. And some other guy from the other side of the cinema was, take your kid for a fucking shit.
Amazing.
So funny.
There's nothing worse than people ruining a cinema experience. I can't speak this morning. One of the lads leaned over to me at one point and was like, I'm really sorry for them. And then just carried on talking away.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm like,
they're really close to you?
Yeah, they were like 3 seats away. But over 3 rows as well.
Right.
So they were leaning forward. They were jumping over the seats to change seats with each other.
Was it a busy showing?
Yeah, there was quite a few in.
Surprised no one went and just
Yeah. The staff came in. I think somebody did because the staff came in at one point, but they just happened to come in and catch them at a point where they weren't doing anything. I don't know. It annoys me. There's more about the fact that they've wasted all that money, which their parents probably worked hard for. But the film overall, I really enjoyed. I thought it was really good. I don't understand why you cast Ray Winston as a Russian. I think that's a bit of a weird.
I've heard that his accent isn't the best.
No, it's not. Nor is David Harbour's, to be fair. They're like comedy parrot. Oh, they're Florence Pugh. Pugh. Flopo. Hers was good.
Right.
She was probably the best thing about it. But yeah.
Because Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney.
She is. Yeah, good
for like news. 50 million.
Yeah. Which I think is fair.
If her contract says this will only be out in the cinema,
and it hasn't only been brought out in a cinema, then
she's got a fair point.
Apparently, one of the other actresses has tweeted this morning saying she might join the lawsuit as well.
Okay.
So I can't remember who it was. I read it this morning. Okay. But yeah, so it could be interesting to see how that turns out, because that could be the future of streaming films. It could, if it all goes wrong, it'll at least change film contracts.
True.
So who knows? We'll keep our eye on that one. We'll be all over
thing.
It. Shall we keep on with what we've been watching, or do you want to do the news first?
Let's do some news first.
Let's do the news first. Okay, well, we're back in the same room again, and we have our screen up in front of us, so I'm going to do the clicking, Nick's going to do the reading.
Okay.
This one first?
Sure. Do you like Formula One? I think I've asked you that before. Not really.
Not really, no.
Me neither. But Netflix has announced that they are releasing a documentary about Michael Schumacher.
Okay.
It is called Schumacher. And
original.
It will drop on the 15th of September and will follow his journey from humble beginnings to the top of Formula One. Interviews from his father, his brother, his wife, his 2 children, and also people from Formula One like Damon Hill and David Coulthard, old SpongeBob SquareChin. Bernie Eccleston, that little dwarf guy who was really
I
rich.
know him. How is Michael Schumacher these days?
I don't. Well, it's kept very much under wraps, isn't it? Not well.
No.
He's I presume.
Well, was he skiing?
He was.
Well, I remember
crashed.
He had a skiing
crash,
accident,
and he was basically sort of unresponsive, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So I don't know if this will go into any of that. It kind of suggests maybe not.
Excellent. Sounds interesting.
If you're into that sort of thing.
They've done a couple of Formula One kind of dramas before, documentaries before, and they're always well received.
Seem to be, don't they?
I think that'll go down well.
Yeah, that is heading your way in September.
Excellent. Next one.
Do you like Pokemon?
Yes.
Do you?
I've never.
You're always talking of.
It kind of. Why does the same article come up again? It kind of missed me. Pokemon did. I was like a little bit. You've put the same link twice.
Oh well, it's just okay. We can wing it.
Yeah, it kind of missed me. I was too old for Pokemon when it first started, and I've never really gotten bored. I played Pokemon Go for a bit when it first came out, but I think everybody did.
Well, Netflix announced they are in very early development of a live-action Pokemon TV series.
Live action?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Well, I think it'll be similar to... There was a movie a couple of years ago.
Right.
With Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, yeah, there was. Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, so I think they're going down that route.
So like CGI Pokemon and human counterparts.
Yeah, the showrunner is going to be the guy whose name escapes me, but he looks after Lucifer, which is coming to an end.
Yep, I know who you mean, but I don't know his name.
This is going to be his next project.
Well, Lucifer's always been well received. I've never watched Lucifer.
No, me neither.
No. I feel like I'd probably really like it.
I don't think all of it is on Netflix.
No, I don't think it is. I think
it's one of these weird.
You have to find bits of it all over the place.
Yeah, which is quite odd for a series nowadays.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if they can get that right, that'll be a huge money spinner.
Yeah,
surely.
definitely. Pokemon's always huge money.
Yeah,
always has been.
But it feels like one of those things where we've talked before about, like they're looking into developing an Avatar.
Yeah.
Live action series, and that seems to have been quite fraught.
Yeah.
With its development.
Nintendo get involved in a lot of that sort of stuff as well, and they don't.
Sure.
They're really precious about their properties.
Exactly.
Didn't they cancel a Zelda series not long ago?
That's right.
They didn't like it.
Yeah. So basically, didn't like the storyboards. All right, we're pulling the plug.
I think they got burned by that Super Mario's movie, and then since then they've been like, nah, we're not doing anymore. So hopefully they'll stay out of this or be on board with it.
We'll see what happens with that.
Next.
So Netflix's sort of head of film, Scott Stuber,
good old Scotty, has
basically put an appeal out to Christopher Nolan.
Right.
He was doing an interview, and sort of was talking about the recent deal they've done with Spielberg.
Yeah.
And he was sort of asked, who else would you like to grab? And Stuber sort of said, if and when Chris Nolan comes up with his next movie, I would love us to be at home for it, and we would do anything to make that happen. So it's a basically sort of not very subtle way of saying, come to us with your next idea. We'll give you all the money 5 hours long if you want. You know what Netflix history is with these. So yeah.
Do we know Nolan's feelings on streaming and Netflix?
I don't believe so.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see his response.
I was thinking, last week when we were talking about our Rushmore of directors, he might be the only modern one. He wouldn't be on mine, but
it'd be in the contention.
I think he was probably the only big name of modern directors that we probably didn't mention.
Probably. I've never not enjoyed a Christopher Nolan movie.
I never saw Tenet.
No, I did. I quite enjoyed that.
Okay.
It's mental, but I quite enjoyed it. I think I could watch it 100 times and never know what it was about. It's one of those sort of movies. But I've never not enjoyed... I'm not a big fan of Batman Begins.
Okay.
But other than that...
It's the best Batman film.
It's not. It's boring. We've definitely had this conversation before.
Yeah, so it is. Yeah, basically come and talk to us.
Interesting. I wonder
Mr.
if
Nolan.
he will. We'll keep our ears open for Nolan's
Oh,
response.
hang on.
Oh, sorry.
I just further down on this article, it says Nolan reinforced his distaste for streaming films last year.
Ah, okay.
When he expressed his concerns over Warner Brothers' decision to move its entire 2021 film slate onto HBO Max. So,
which he described as the worst streaming service. Wow.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
I don't think he'll be making anything more for Warner Brothers then. Interesting. Okay, we'll keep our ears open for that. We'll see if we can get Nolan's response. What's next?
Netflix, I think we previously mentioned, is doing a Marilyn Monroe biopic. It will star Ana de Armas.
Okay.
And it was supposed to come out late this year.
Yeah.
And it was sort of anticipated as potentially being a big Oscar contender. It has now been pushed back to next year, 2022. A specific release date has not yet.
So it is not going to be an Oscar contender.
Well, not for another year at least. It's going to be directed by Andrew Dominik, who was most famously responsible for the assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford.
He loves
really difficult to say.
He loves a long title until now. We just call it Blonde is the next one.
The director of the Cannes Film Festival stated with an interview that he'd invited Blonde to screen out of competition at this year's festival, which has just closed. But Netflix said, no dice.
No way, Jose.
It's not ready. So
maybe next year.
Yeah. No real sort of reasons given to why it's been delayed, other than I presume it is just not ready. But
yeah, pandemic. That's everybody's reason.
Yeah, exactly.
For everything. Keep your ears open for that. That sounds quite interesting. I don't know a lot about Marilyn Monroe, I don't think, so it'd be good to learn a bit more about her.
A couple of things that have dropped onto Netflix that I know we will be interested in.
Okay.
Jean-Claude Van Damme's latest action movie,
No.
The Last Mercenary.
When are you going to start talking about the things we'll be interested in?
It is here as of yesterday.
Okay.
Do you think you're going to go and check it out?
Probably not, if I'm honest.
Do you think potentially give it a few weeks and we can add it to our
maybe
long list?
This time next year we might be talking about it.
I mean, we watched Van Damme in, what was that movie a couple of seasons ago?
Blackwater. One of the something about Darkwater.
Eddie could barely lift his leg too.
Yeah, he was in a bad way.
He couldn't roundhouse kick, put it that way.
Dolph Lundgren looked in much better shape.
Yes. So I believe this one is about Van Damme plays a legendary secret agent turned mercenary who has to come out of hiding to save the son he didn't know he had.
Sounds standard.
So far, so standard, straight to video.
Yeah.
Although Van Damme said, apparently,
I just read what he says.
It's an incredibly exciting project and allows me to take on a new genre.
What's the new genre here?
I have no idea.
Good film?
Well, I might check it out as
Yeah, it seems more of a you thing than a me thing, I'm not going to lie.
You can also check out, which dropped yesterday, I believe, the third and I believe final part in the Transformers anime. In, again, the most ridiculously titled series that I've seen for a long time. This is Transformers, War for Cybertron, Earthrise. I really like the first part.
Earthrise.
I didn't like the second part. And I'm not sure if I'll like the third
Oh, really?
I feel like I'm not that interested in going back to it.
Yeah.
But I will probably check it out at some point. I think they crash landed on Earth when I last saw it. Do you want me to tell you about a man who's making money from playing with his little shits?
Yes, of course.
Well, good. A Canadian gentleman named Todd Cameron, during the pandemic, found himself with a lot of time on his hands. He was a wedding DJ and karaoke host.
Oh yeah, he's not going to have had a lot of work.
No. He has a young son, and he started transforming his kids' toys into characters and settings from Schitt's Creek.
Oh wow.
He filmed a load of stop-motion recreations of some of the famous scenes from the show.
Yeah.
And he's now got a job with Netflix.
That's amazing. Like, is there any pictures? I want to see some.
Yeah, so they...
Oh, I want them.
Dan Levy...
Sorry, if I scrolled down too far.
No, it's fine. No, keep going. Dan Levy sort of was tagged in a few of these videos and retweeted them. Netflix have obviously seen them as well. And he's now got a contract with Netflix to do similar stop-motion videos with other
so he's going to make an animated Schitt's Creek?
No, so he's going to do, I presume, stuff for social media and ads and stuff like that for Netflix and other properties that they have. In the same sort of style.
Oh, I love it. Look at these pictures.
So
we'll put some of these pictures up.
Yeah, he's using like the Fisher-Price little people.
Oh, they're awesome.
You can follow him on Instagram at The Little Shits.
I am going to do that right now.
Yeah.
This is
they're
awesome.
all little stop-motion videos. They're quite funny. And you'll be seeing more of them and him advertising Netflix stuff over the coming months and years.
Amazing.
It is now his full-time job.
What an incredible story.
Yeah.
That's an incredible story. We'll put some of these pictures up in the Discord. Come and join us in there if you want to see them, I guess. Finally.
Should we talk about Big Willie?
Well, we've just finished talking about little shit, so let's talk about Big Willies.
Netflix has won in inverted commas, bidding war for a new Will Smith movie.
Okay, awesome.
They've acquired the worldwide rights to Fast and Loose.
That sounds exactly like the title of a Will Smith movie.
Starring Will Smith and directed by David Leitch. The film follows a man who wakes up in Tijuana with no memories. As he pieces together his past, he learns he's been living two lives, one as a crime kingpin and the other as an undercover CIA agent.
Okay, how does that work? How can you live both of those lives and not know?
Who knows? We will find out. I believe it is later this year.
Okay, excellent. You can always kind of bank on Will Smith, can't you? He's usually all right.
I feel like he doesn't do too much stuff. I've not seen him for a while.
No, there was that one where he played himself and a clone of himself not long ago. What was that called?
I have no idea. I think
it bombed quite badly, but I can't remember what it was called now.
He's playing
it was like a younger version of himself. They
right,
de-aged him, didn't they?
I know he's got a couple in production because I saw something this week about him, some pictures of him as the Williams sisters' father, the tennis players. So he's in that movie.
Right, okay.
But, yeah.
Sounds interesting.
Cool.
Keep your eye open for that. Is that all our news done?
News done.
Excellent. Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
I've watched a few things this week.
What have you been watching, Nick?
What
you've been
should
on holiday, so you've done well to watch anything.
Yeah. I've watched a couple of episodes of Masters of the Universe.
Me too. I've watched the first 2.
Okay, I think I've watched 3.
Okay, you're one ahead of me. What do you think?
I've really enjoyed it.
I've really enjoyed it as well. The writing's a bit iffy in places, but
it's He-Man.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is. But no, I've quite
nice.
enjoyed it. Yeah, it does look really nice. It looks really nice.
I don't understand all the crap it's had.
It's ignore me. I don't. I just can't. It's people who just want to see He-Man on screen non-stop and nobody else.
Yeah, a load of neckbeards sitting at home because muscly He-Man's not in it as much as they wanted.
Just rewatch your 80s cartoon. It's a little bit different, but I'm happy with it so far. Some of the dialogue's a bit off, but you'd expect
again.
That.
Have you seen?
Yeah, exactly. You'd expect that, and it's written by Kevin Smith, so fair. But no, I'll definitely stick with it. I haven't gone back. It's been a couple of days now since I watched them, but there's been other stuff in the way since then.
I'm not sure about doing here's 5 episodes and then wait 6 months for another 5.
Yeah.
It's not many, is it?
No, just release them.
Yeah.
Just do all 10 at once, or do it weekly or something.
It seems a bit piecemeal.
Agreed.
But yeah, I like the animation style. I think the soundtrack's pretty good. And you're trying something a bit different. How can you have a go at someone, especially if you've not seen the whole series?
Yeah, exactly. You don't know yet. You've only seen like 5 potentially. It could be loads more He-Man in the next bit.
It just annoys me. Why do people just have to?
People have to shit on everything.
Yeah.
Get a life, people. Anything else?
I've watched the movies that made us.
Oh, I've watched a couple of those as well.
There's only 4.
Yes, I've seen 2 so far. I watched Forrest Gump and Jurassic Park.
Yeah, there's Forrest Gump, Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, and Pretty Woman.
I've seen Back to the Future as well, so I'm lying to you. So it's just Pretty Woman left for me.
I've never seen Pretty Woman.
Nor me.
The movie.
Nor me.
Interesting. I've got to say, I was disappointed.
It's not as good as the first series was.
For a couple of reasons.
Go on.
Well, firstly, I think the voiceover is terrible.
Agreed.
It's Danny Wallace, and I quite like Danny Wallace.
Yeah. But he has a very distinct style, doesn't he?
Yeah, but the script's awful.
Yeah.
There's just punnage, which isn't funny, and it overtakes actually talking about the interesting stories.
There's too much of him and not enough of the film.
Yeah, how these movies get made. I also thought it was a bit lazy because I came away thinking you've only done Back to the Future and Forrest Gump because you're interviewing the same people for both episodes.
Same directors and same producers.
Same crew.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I know quite a lot about Back to the Future, but there was nothing new in there for me.
Agreed. And like you say, it's one of those films that you just know everything all about anyway. But no, you're right.
And I didn't really find any of the others.
I thought the Jurassic Park one was quite interesting, but I quite like the talking about the making of the dinosaurs.
Yeah, I did. I will give it that.
That animator guy was really interesting.
I didn't realise that Spielberg was gonna do stop motion.
No, nor did I.
I just presumed, they were always thinking of early CG.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case. That was quite interesting.
I love the fact that's like the first use of like CG on a big scale in a movie, and it still holds up. It still looks great to this day.
But overall, I didn't find them as interesting.
No,
as
they've not been as interesting as the previous series, but it's still worth checking out if you want to learn about these. But the Forrest Gump one was all right.
Yeah, I'm not out myself here. I'm not a massive fan of that movie.
What, Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
I don't know. I just never really.
To be fair, I haven't seen it for years.
No.
But
It's just one that never really clicked with me personally.
I thought the bits about the Gary Sinise Foundation was quite interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that all come.
Yeah, the bits that had nothing to do with the movie.
Yeah.
He came across as a really nice guy.
Yeah, he does.
Actually, I've got to say that. Yeah, so
Going back to the Danny Wallace, the voiceover. If you close your eyes, he sounds just like Stephen Mangan as well.
Yeah,
they've got exactly the same voice. I was like, this really sounds like Stephen Mangan, but I knew it was Danny Wallace.
I didn't think it was a patch on the Patton Oswalt.
No, agreed.
Ones because he did the first series of the toys that made us, didn't he?
Yes.
And the first movies that made us.
Yeah.
But the Christmas movies that made us, that wasn't Danny Wallace.
Was it not?
I don't think so.
Who was that?
Just someone else. But I found the voice over was really annoying. It put me off of it, I've got to say.
Is it called the Christmas movies that made us?
Might be the holiday movies.
Anything else?
I've watched the first 2 episodes of Heist.
I have completed Heist. We've done a lot of similar watching this week.
Oh, excellent.
I've completed Heist. I've done all 6 episodes. So there's 3 stories told over 6 episodes.
Yeah.
So 2 episodes per story.
So I've watched the first one about the
best one.
Truck. The Vegas truck.
It's really good, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, I turned to my wife after I'm like, this story is insane.
It really is. To be fair, all 3 of the stories are insane, but that one is the best one.
Yeah.
But no, it's a really well made show as well. It's like half drama, half documentary.
Yeah, so they're real life crime documentaries.
Yeah, but dramatized.
I'd never heard of this.
I'd never heard of it either.
This incident. So this lady and she was coerced.
Yeah, he was
a
Manson kind of figure, wasn't he?
Yeah, by this guy, and she got a job working for an armored truck company and stole $3.8 million.
Something stupid like that. Yeah, really easily as well.
Las Vegas. It was in like early 90s when CCTV wasn't quite as abundant.
Vegas wasn't as state as it is now.
But that was only half the story. So then it's her living on the lam for
12 years.
12 years, and
it's a crazy story.
Back.
It was so easy as well how she did it.
Yeah,
it was just insane. But
they were never close to catching them.
No, they weren't. She gave herself up in the end.
Because her passport was running out.
Yeah, and she didn't want to get onto another fake passport.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was fascinating. And to have her son on as well, talking about his life and stuff. I'd definitely recommend Heist. All three of them are really good stories, but that one is the best one.
That was crazy.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, it was quite gripping, I must say. Yeah, so a hard recommend from me.
Hard recommend from me as well. Anything else?
What else? So I've watched a couple of episodes of Tattoo Redo.
What is Tattoo Redo? Is it Tattoo Fixers?
It's a combination of two other tattoo shows.
Okay.
So we have over here Tattoo Fixers.
Yeah.
Where people come in with shit tattoos and get them covered up.
With good tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or reimagined. And there's another show which I think is on MTV.
Right.
Which is called Just Tattoo of Us. Where
the name of the show came before the concept of the show.
Where your friend who you might have fallen out with, or just because they're a knobhead, picks what tattoo you get.
Right, okay. I've never seen Just Tattoo of Us, so I don't know the concept.
So this is a combination of both. So people come in with a shit tattoo with their friend
and the
or family member, and the family member or friend chooses the cover-up.
Oh, okay. Why?
I don't know. Because there's not enough of this sort of shit program. It's all right. It's 20 minutes long. The host's quite likable.
Yeah.
And they have a rotating cast of tattooists. Right. And they do the whole, your friend's going to choose it. You don't get to see what it is until the big reveal at the
so
end.
You don't even know what it's going to be until they show
We do. But they don't.
They don't. Okay.
And everyone's been quite nice on it so far.
Oh.
So that's fine.
I'd be horrible to you.
Yeah, what would you make me have?
I don't know. Let me have a think about that. Okay. I might just give you the massive bottom of the stream logo across your back.
I'll just put my face on you.
You can do that anytime you want.
And then the only other thing I've watched was a movie. And it was the Dora the Explorer movie.
Oh, wow. Really?
It's really good.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I've heard really bad things about it.
No, it's loads of fun.
Awesome.
They've it's just a bit of a piss take.
The live action one?
Yeah. The bit where they all do drugs and turn into cartoon characters is really funny.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the thing that actually happened.
Is it a kids' movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. You watch it with the kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they really enjoyed it, and then all the jokes just went over their heads.
So it's one of those kind of, the kids will get something out of it, the adults will get something out of it.
Yeah, it's directed by James Bobin, who did the two recent Muppet movies.
Yeah.
And the most recent Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
But he started off, he directed the Flight of the Conchords.
Oh, so
and
there's a humour there.
Yeah, 100%.
I love that first Muppet movie.
Yeah,
with Jason Segel.
It's fun. It's just dropped on Netflix. I mean, you wouldn't. You're not going to sit and watch it on your own.
No, I'm not. That would be really weird.
It's kind of fun.
Cool. The one thing I did sit and watch on my own.
Okay.
Was Bloodride Sky.
Oh yeah.
Which was Netflix's release last week. It's not fun. Okay. Jesus Christ, it's not fun.
This is like where the mum's a vampire on an aeroplane.
Yeah, it's like Snakes on a Plane, but with vampires.
Right.
So they're on this woman and this kid are on this flight. The flight gets hijacked by some really camp terrorists.
Okay.
And then she stops taking her vampire medication to stop her being a vampire.
Okay.
Turns into a vampire.
Get that on prescription.
Yeah. Stops her being a vampire. She attacks all the terrorists.
Only the terrorists, though.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. She's kind of in control of it. But then when she obviously attacks the terrorists also become vampires.
Yeah,
that's how vampires work.
Thought this plan.
She didn't think it through very well. It was gory. There was a lot of action to it, and it all took place on this plane. But it's obvious where it's going, and you know where it's going, and you know what happened at the end. You know what happened at the end now, and I've not even told you. And it's just not great. It's gritty and dark and horrible.
Oh, it doesn't sound like fun.
It's not fun.
Surely you can just have fun with that premise.
You would think so, wouldn't you? Like Snakes on a Plane, it's fun. Yeah. Snakes on a Train, really fun. The vampires on a plane, it's not so much fun. They take it far too seriously. She's not even like a nice vampire. She goes. It's one of these horrible grisly ones that go all bold and slimy. Just I'd have had her in a coat and a cloak with turn into a bat occasionally. But no, I wouldn't recommend it.
I was going to say, because she not just fly out the aeroplane and go.
I think so, wouldn't you? The gun goes off at one point, straight through the window. Nothing happens.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's fine. No, I wouldn't recommend. It was one of those nights where I couldn't decide what to watch.
Sure.
So it's like, I'm just going to go with that.
No, because on that sort of night, with that sort of premise, I'd be like, we're doing it. Sounds great.
Yeah. No.
How disappointing.
It's the sort of film in a couple of years that would end up on our list. It probably will, because You'll forget I've seen it. But that's it. That's all I've watched, because we've covered everything I've watched in what you watched.
I'd like to think you wouldn't forget the movie about
I will not forget
on a plane.
I will not forget a film about a vampire woman on a plane. I promise. But no, that's all I've watched because you covered everything I've watched and what you watched.
Excelente.
I've watched the first 2 episodes of season 2 of Ted Lasso.
Oh, right, yeah.
Is it Ted Lasso or Lasso?
I'd say Lasso.
Lasso. On Apple TV.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Really good. It's literally picked up exactly where it left off from the first series.
Excellent.
There's a bit, you can see there's a bit more of a budget for this series.
Good.
Philip Schofield, Holly Willoughby, Chris Kamara, Jeff Stelling were all in the second episode.
Okay.
So there's a bit more of a budget this time, I think. But yeah, I love that show. If you've not got Apple TV, it's probably worth the money alone.
Yeah.
It's £4 a month, Apple TV. Although they do a 7-day free trial, so you might as well wait till season 2 is finished.
Yeah, just
binge the whole thing and then get rid. Because there's not a lot else on there.
What's their movie selection like?
Not great.
Okay.
I'm sure it'll get there, but it's only £4 a month, so
well, exactly.
you can't expect it to be amazing. It's a bit like Amazon, where you can like buy movies through it as well.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of free stuff on there.
Okay.
Cool. What's next?
I have no idea.
Should we extend our odds for the final time?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Like you looked at me blankly there. I have no idea what we're even doing. I don't know where we are. What day is it? So we watched the finale of Bloodride.
Indeed.
What did you think?
I quite like the story.
Yeah.
I was disappointed that nothing linked these things together.
Yes, agreed. It was just... It is... I was expecting to be told the story of what the Bloodride was.
I was expecting just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, anything like that.
Or they will get off at the end and
then
the
we know
gates
where
to
they've
hell
got.
open.
Yeah.
Or something.
But you don't get any of that. It's literally just 6 standalone stories tied together by absolutely nothing.
Also, I may be looking into this too deeply now, but the person on the bus was the dude in the elephant suit.
I was going to mention this as well. The wrong dude's on the bus again.
Barely in the episode.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a knobhead, don't get me wrong.
He was a knobhead, but he wasn't the bad guy in this episode.
No.
Same as the teacher wasn't the bad guy in was it the last one or the one before?
Yeah.
The wrong people are on the bus. And I don't understand that.
They kind of just wanted to have, why is there a guy in an elephant
suit on the bus?
So
what's the concept to this one?
So it's a staff party, isn't it?
Yeah.
Office party. And everyone's dressed as an animal.
Yeah.
And it turns out there's two newbies to the company. And the thread is through this episode that they are conducting this investigation.
Yeah, for some reason they decide to. No,
Yeah.
It doesn't really explain why.
As to why this lady jumped off the balcony at work.
Yeah,
and killed herself.
Well, she wasn't dead. She was in a bad
Yeah.
way in a coma in hospital.
And it turns out she was being bullied.
Yeah.
By some other employees, one of whom was this guy in this elephant suit.
Yeah.
And there's a big twist at the end. Oh, the lady's still alive, and actually she's the psychopath.
Yeah, she wasn't being bullied. She
Yeah.
was the bully, and
Yeah.
she's an absolute psycho, and she's going around killing everybody.
Yeah. I kind of felt I would have had this in a different place in the series because it was quite a similar twist to the evil school children.
Yeah, it was. You could watch that show in any order, though. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, true.
It just doesn't matter. I don't know why. I don't know why they picked the order they did. I didn't get this one. It was a decent enough story, but it was too quick. Because you only get 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You don't get enough time to bond with these characters. So
True.
it didn't bother me what was happening.
No, that's fair.
When that woman got her arm chopped off, that was a bit horrible. In the paper guillotine, and it was still hanging on a little bit, and it was just wobbling. But it wasn't the best one.
I quite liked it because it was a bit more grounded in reality. But yeah, it was middle of the pack.
So which one do you think was the best one? Now we finished it.
I think the writer one for me.
Yeah, I really like the animal lovers. Yeah. That was a good one.
That was creepy.
Yeah. The guy with the multiple personalities, that was all right. The first 3 were good.
Yeah.
And then the last 3 were not as
I
great.
liked
the school one was all
one,
right.
the ghost one.
That could have just been done with a little... Some of them just need a bit more longer to tell the story.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it was a decent series.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Apparently it's been renewed for season 2.
Okay.
So I did check that out. So it might be coming back to Netflix.
I mean, it was just a bit more...
It wasn't a patch on Alice in Borderland, was it?
It was a bit more slight than I expected.
Yeah, it didn't have any bollocks.
But but like you say, maybe that's just a lot of it is down to the time. They were between 20 and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Usually there's a lot of moving pieces to them, wasn't there?
Yeah. There were almost too big a story to tell in the time. They
Yeah.
needed to... So you could get that same sort of thing with Inside Number 9.
Yes.
It's a very similar style of show. But those stories are always really well told in the time that they've got. And
Yes.
they're only half an hour episodes.
Yeah, but some of them are 2 people in a room.
Yeah. But so
they're paced a bit better, you know.
Yeah, they're paced a lot better because they're written by better writers, probably. But this almost tried to do too much with its time, and some of them felt really rushed.
Yeah.
Like this one in the school felt so rushed, and this one felt really rushed.
Yeah.
So maybe just chill out a little bit on it. But yeah, overall, I thought it was all right. I'd recommend it if you're looking for a
if you're
episodes of half an hour show.
If you're a bit of a creepy horror fan, and not
Yeah.
that you're creepy, I mean, if you like creepy stuff,
I've
horror
been
stuff.
called worse.
It's
If you're into
a little bit of humour in there as well.
Yeah.
And
if you're into Inside Number 9 or Black Mirror and things like that, you'd probably get something out of it. Yeah, check it out.
it is a mixed bag, but that's what you get with this anthology sort of show, isn't it? So,
Yes, absolutely. We finished Bloodride.
yes,
The ride is over. What we need to do
we've got off.
is pick a new show.
Indeed.
Have we picked a new show?
Yes, we have.
We have. This one's in the English language for the first time. So the first one was Japanese, second one was Norwegian. This one's American.
Okay.
It's a Netflix original show. That it might be a bit more higher, well known than the ones we've done before.
Okay.
We've never heard of it.
Sure.
We picked it earlier today. It's called The Island,
Yeah.
as in the I-land, like iPod
Yeah.
or iPad or iPhone.
Well, boy.
Island. 7 episodes, I believe, this time.
Okay.
Let me double check that. Yep, 7 episodes this time. It's rated at 4.6 out of 10 on IMDb, so I don't think it's going to wow us too much, but IMDb's been wrong before. And it stars Natalie Martinez, who you might know. She's been in a few bits and bobs.
Okay.
Kate Bosworth's in it.
Yeah, same. She's
Again,
been around a bit.
Ronald Pete, Sibylla Dean are the 4 main cast members, according to IMDb. Do you want to know the synopsis?
I would love to.
It says, when 10 people wake up on a treacherous island with no memory of who they are and how they got there, they set off on a trek to try to get back home, only to discover the world is not as it seems.
Okay.
It's a lost rip-off.
Right, I can see why this has appealed to
And we picked it together.
you. Sure,
It
but
sounds like a lost rip-off.
okay, fine. Mysterious Island
Yeah,
looks a bit kind of. We watched the trailer, didn't we?
we did.
There seems some sort of Big Brothery activity going on.
Yeah, it seemed a bit Truman Showy.
So
It mentioned
let's see.
simulations at one point.
There was. We watched 2 trailers actually.
Yeah.
The first trailer had not a single line of dialogue in it,
It's true, it's just music.
and then the second trailer made me laugh out loud with the line, "I remember my life." So,
That's how it ended as well. That was like the headline trailer moment.
so I've not got high expectations.
No, not me, but it
But
should
that
be
could be a
fun
good
at least. So yeah, check out The Island. Come and join us and we'll start The Island. And we'll start from next week. We'll talk about the pilot episode, I guess.
Yeah, sure. It's a limited series, so I'm presuming it is wrapped up.
One and done. Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
it. Came out in 2019.
Okay.
Check it out and join us in the Discord and we'll talk to you about it in there. And we'll go from there. And we'll come back and talk about the pilot episode next week.
Awesome.
Excellent. What's next?
Is there anything else?
No.
Okay.
You were going to do a game. Have you
I've got a game. Yeah, I meant, is there anything else before that?
No, I
We
don't think
covered
so.
Everything else.
No.
So this week on our movie show, which you will find on this very feed on Thursday, we are watching. What are we watching? We're watching a movie called Alaska is a Drag.
Correct.
What's the premise of that movie?
It's about a boxing drag queen.
Oh, of course it is.
Why wouldn't it be? In Alaska.
Yeah, that is what the randomizer has given us. So I have created a game
Excellent.
based on drag queens.
Cool.
The game is called Drag or Blag. I have the name of 5 drag queens. You tell me, are they real drag or are they fake blag?
Oh, this is like traditional Nick game. I like it.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm more than ready.
The first one is Hell of a Bottom Carter.
That's a great name. Real drag.
Correct.
Yeah, that had to be. That's a great name.
The second one is Pippa Pepper.
Pippa Pepper. That sounds like it. I think you've made that up.
Correct.
Brag.
Blag. The third one, Bag of Chips.
I've seen Bag of Chips. I know who Bag of Chips is. Real. Drag.
The next one is Sharon Needles.
Sharon Needles. I can't.
Sharon Needles.
Oh, I see. There's a pun there. I couldn't imagine a drag queen called Sharon. So, Blag.
No.
Oh,
Drag.
Really?
Yeah.
Sharon Needles.
That's okay though, because you've already won. You've got 3 right, 1 wrong. Last
Excellent.
one, Sophistication.
Sophistication. I like it. I love a good pun name. Drag.
No, Blag.
You made that up?
Yeah.
Well done.
Thanks.
Is that yours?
Yeah, no. Funnily enough, I've answered a few questions on a drag queen name generator
Amazing.
and given it a bit of info, and we have both got a drag queen name.
Incredible.
If you would like to hear them.
Definitely would.
Well, yeah. So 3-2, you won that. The won that game. Well done. Anyway,
Thank you.
your drag queen name. We'll go with mine first because yours is better.
Oh, really?
So we'll leave that to the end.
Okay.
So mine is Madame Toxic Eleganza.
Nice.
But
I can get on board with that.
Is Madame Peaches Beaverhausen.
Yep. That's spot on. Madame Peaches Beaverhausen.
Yeah, which I think I'm going to change your name to in the Discord.
Excellent. Is that on your phone then?
No, I might do that as well. Peaches Beaverhausen.
Peaches Beaverhausen.
I thought that was an excellent name.
That is an
And
excellent
a
name.
good way to end the show.
Right, that's tickled me. I love that. Right, I guess we'll need to leave the wave here.
Sure.
And go off and talk about Alaska as a drag.
Let's do it.
And we'll be back on Thursday to talk about it, I guess. I've been Peaches Beaverhausen.
I've been Madame Toxic Eleganza.
We'll see you on Thursday. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.